trying to stay in shape, I do hot yoga. And I live in New York, so I basically just enjoy carrying a small mat around with me in the city, because my friends are really stupid. They're like, hey, are you doing yoga? I'm like, this? No, I like to engage people in tiny wrestling matches all over town. That's how I handle my business now, okay? I roll out the mat, I wave on the challenge. I'm like, bring it, dog, let's solve it in this 2 by 1 by 2 by 1 inch space that I'm carrying around with me for some reason. I complain about hot yoga being too hot. And my friends are like, why don't you just go to regular yoga? I'm like, no, I like hot yoga. I like hot yoga because you're sweating so much, no one can tell that you're crying. They're like, Mike, are you chanting? I'm like, I'm weeping, which is a form of chanting in the West. I started hot yoga in the spring, and I complain about it being too hot because it's supposed to be 105 degrees for 90 minutes, but it's not. It feels like 140. So I told the instructor, I'm like, it feels like 140 in here. And she said, the seasons are changing, so we kind of have to adjust to the seasons. I'm like, do you know how buildings work? You control the weather on the inside of a building. That's why it's different from the outside of a building. Otherwise, we would not need buildings. We would just do everything outside. She's like, don't you feel better after it's over? I'm like, I feel better the way that someone feels better after they've survived a car accident. I feel better that I'm alive, but I don't feel better than if I never would have come here. She's like, but you're losing weight. Aren't you happy that you're losing weight? I'm like, am I losing weight? I don't feel like I'm losing weight. I feel like I'm evaporating. Like that's happening. I feel like there's a cloud outside that looks exactly like me. Fat, white, sad.